Number 6. Jennifer, perhaps the most blank student in the class, discovered in the novel a subtle reference to the author's earlier work that not even Professor Davies had blanked before. So clearly we know that Jennifer is the teacher's pet, and so we can go ahead and assume that she's the most astute, if we want to use an SAT word, or smart person in the class, if she is recognizing something that the teacher didn't recognize. And then for the second blank, if we look at it, it says she recognized this subtle reference that not even Professor Davies had seen before or found. So now if we go through the second blank, A says overlooked. So it's not that he overlooked it. We want to say that he found it. So he did overlook it, but because there's that word not in there, it said that he had not found it. So A doesn't work for us. Then letter B says perceived. So we probably wouldn't perceive a reference. It's more about finding it. So perceive is actually the wrong type of fit for what we want here. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of B as well. Then we have dignified. While dignified is a great word, it doesn't mean to find. So that doesn't make sense for us either. Then we have discerned, which is a pretty common word, but one that a lot of people get confused. So you can leave that in as a mystery if you're not absolutely certain what it means. And then grasped. We could see grasped in this sentence that not even Professor Davies had grasped before. It's probably not the best fit because he probably grasps the reference now that he sees it, but it's just that he missed it when he was reading it. So you can leave it in, but know that it's a pretty weak fit for what we're looking for. So we're only down to 2, and with D it says perspicacious, which I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you don't know. And then E is vapid, which you also might not know, but should, because vapid has the same root as vacuum. Now if you think about a vacuum, you can think about a vacuum cleaner, or you can think about the scientific vacuum, which means something that has nothing in it. So a vapid person is someone who has absolutely nothing going on in their head. They're, an airhead, or just totally out there, which is clearly not what Jennifer is, being the smartest one in the class. So this is actually not the best fit for us. And D is what we want for our correct answer. And perspicacious kind of coincides with the words like astute and smart. And then discerned means to tell subtle differences between. So a wine connoisseur might be able to discern the difference between a 1998 wine and a 1996, whereas the general public wouldn't have any idea what they were drinking. So that's kind of where discern is. So she can tell the difference between, or find and spot those subtle differences, and in this case a subtle reference.